Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about some news that normally isn't discussed, and Ohio, but the other Ohio, not the state, but the class. And even then, we're not going to talk about the Ohio class that most people think of. We're going to talk about the other Ohio class. Clear as mud. Okay, so what started all of this? CENTCOM, which is Central Command for the U.S. military. And please keep in mind, Central Command is not like the headquarters. Central Command is a region encompassing where all of the tension is right now. They tweeted out something really unusual. On November 5th, 2023, an Ohio-class submarine arrived in the U.S. Central Command area of responsibility. A whole bunch of people got super nervous. An Ohio-class submarine is best known probably through the movie Crimson Tide. And that's what they're capable of. For lack of a better term, they are country enders. They are submarines that will launch nuclear weapons. That is the Ohio class. That's what it's known for. However, there are a handful of Ohio-class subs that are not country enders. They're used for the launching of Tomahawks, cruise missiles. It's important to keep that in mind when we look at the background of what's going on. Remember, there are U.S. installations all over the Middle East, and some of them have been taking fire. So far, the U.S. response has been pretty muted in comparison to what it could do. It's pretty low key. A lot of that has to do with the risk of escalation. Something that might escalate things is, I don't know, a U.S. plane being shot down and a pilot being stranded somewhere. So, any kind of response that uses a piloted plane, well, that's a risk. It's a risk of escalation. Something that could respond without causing any risk of escalation would be some cruise missiles. So, I know that as soon as this news broke, a whole lot of people were like, nuclear war. Probably not what it is. This particular Ohio-class sub, they didn't provide the name, but I would be willing to bet that this is not one that is designed for launching nukes. It's designed to launch cruise missiles. I want to say they have 150 of them on board. So that's your most likely option there. So it's probably not something to get concerned about. There were a whole bunch of people who were immediately like, this is obviously nuclear posturing. And I think most times something like this is announced, it would be. But I think in this case, this is really putting something in the region and letting, I don't know, a country that may have some influence over some non-state actors, letting them know that there's now something there that can respond without the risk of escalation. I think that's why it was announced. It's messaging on the international stage. I don't think this is related to nukes. But this is one time where somebody coming out and saying it's about nuclear war can totally be forgiven, because there are a bunch, I don't know how many, but there are a bunch of Ohio-class subs, and really, I think 4 have been converted to use the Tomahawk. So the most likely assumption here, the thing that everybody knows about and would immediately assume, this is one of those rare instances where that's probably not what's going on. My guess is we'll find out pretty soon. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.